Hi all. Today in this session, we will check how to copy a data from one area to another area. Like suppose say one blob storage container to another blob storage container using data factory. So for that, first of all, we need to log into Azure portal and we can see here the data factory available here. We can either get it here or we can search for data factory and it will be coming up here. So I can just click on this data factory. So once I click on it, it will open if you have any data factory account or not. So I have already created a data factory. So here you can go and here we have multiple options like home, author, monitor, manage, and learning center. So by default, it will go to home. So first of all, if we want to copy the data from one area, one blob storage container to another blob storage container, so we need to create a pipeline. So what is a pipeline? Pipeline basically contains a group of activities which does some logical operation. So here you can see, here I have the pipeline. So how I can create a pipeline? So I can just click on this pipeline dot button and I can click on new pipeline. So here it will ask me to provide a name. So I'll be using PL copy data from blob to blob. So this is my pipeline. So here to carry out these activities, so to complete this pipeline, so we need to have multiple activities. So based on what is the requirement, so we need to have multiple activities here. So which does a particular set of functionality. So here I want my activity is to copy the data from one blob storage to another blob storage. So I can search for here copy and I'll be using the copy data activity here. Either I can do this in this manner or else what I can do is it will be available in this move and transform. I can just see this, I can just click on this copy data and I'll be dragging it to the designer window. So here I have dragged the copy data activity. So before creating doing any operation on the activity, so first of all, what we need to do is we need to create a linked service, which will help me know that which resource I should be using for and where the file will be residing. So all those connection details should be available in the linked service. So first of all, before doing any further activity in pipeline, I need to have that linked service enabled. So for that, what I need to do is I need to go to manage. I can click on this linked service and create a new linked service. So here I want to create a linked service for blob storage. I can click on Azure blob storage. Provide a suitable name. I'll be using Azure blob storage demo. I'll be keeping the rest all things as intact. Here I'll be selecting the appropriate subscription. Here I'm using the free trial version. And then once you select the appropriate subscription, it will ask you to select the storage account name. So what all are the storage account name available in this particular subscription will be available here. You can see I have already created a storage account, that is storage demo 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So it will be appearing here. So I'll be selecting that. Then once everything is okay, then we can click on test connection. So the connection is successful. That means we are able to connect to the storage account by using this link service. So you can click on create. It will take few seconds to get it created. So now it is successful. The link service is created. You can see here, blob Azure blob storage demo is created. Then now the connection setting is done. So the next activity will be, I need to define what is my source path and the source file source path and what will be the target file in the target path. So for that, what I need to do is I need to go to author. I need to select on this data set, click on new data set, select the, first of all, I'll be creating the source data set. So for the source data set, I need to select which storage, which storage it will be available in. So I'll be using this blob storage, and it supports these many format of, of the file. It supports Avro, binary, delimited, Excel, JSON, ORC, Park, and XML. So for this demo, I'll be using this delimited file. Let me click on continue. Then I need to provide an appropriate name for this data set. I'll be providing source file. And here it will be asking me to choose the appropriate link service. As I've already created the link service, I can just select this particular storage demo. Else, if the link service is not yet created, we can click on new and we can create the link service the way we did it earlier, just few seconds ago. So I'll be selecting this particular Azure blob storage demo. Then it will ask me on which path, in which container, which path, what is the file that I need to read for. So I can click on browse. It will lead you to the appropriate, what all are the containers we have in that particular folder. It will lead you to that. Let me click on that particular storage account. And if I go to container, you can see there are two folders available. One is input and one is output. This private, this log is the inbuilt storage folder that is created by Azure. So we have created this input and output. So I need to, so those things are available here. So I'll be selecting this particular input, and under this, if there is any further subdirectory, it will be showing up, or if there is any file that I need to select for, and it will be showing up there. So I'll be selecting this test.csv. The file is already available here. I've already placed the file. Let me show you the data. So this is my data in the test.csv file. It contains employee and the employee ID and the name. And we have 3 records here. So I'll be selecting this particular file. Let me click on OK. And here I'll be selecting the option as import schema from connection store. So what it will do is it will invoke the schema by reading this particular file. It will be invoking the schema by using this connection details. So let me click on OK. So now my source file is created. I need to create my target data set also. So for that, what I need to do is I need to again create a new data set. Here again, it will be the same blob storage I'll be using. Click on continue. I'll be creating the similar delimited file. I'll be using output file. And here it will be asking me which link service I need to use. So I will be using the same link service that I used. And here it will be asking me which container and which path I need to select for. So I'll be browsing it and I will be selecting this output container. And under output container, you can see I have a file, but I'll not be selecting this particular file. I will be creating a new folder. I'll be providing a new folder like output demo. Under output, it will create a folder called demo. And under demo, I will be using output file. CSV. Yeah. So my first record will be the header. So I'll be just checking this out. And let me click from connection store itself. Let me click on OK. Let's see. So you can see I got a failure. That schema import failed. The required blob is missing. So because the file is not available in this particular folder, so it is trying to invoke the schema and it is not able to find that file. So the schema is not getting imported. So that's why for this type of scenarios, as a target data set might not be available when I'm creating the data set. So what I'll do is I'll click on none. So let me click on none. Click on OK. So now the output file is also created. So we have the source file and the output file. Now let me go to the pipeline. And I've already copied the copy data activity from this activity button to the designer. So let me click on this particular copy data. Here I can provide an appropriate name for this activity. Copy data from blob to blob. Okay, now let me go to the sync. Here I need to select the appropriate data set that need to be used. So here I can either click on plus and create a new data set in the similar manner the way I created the source file in the similar manner. Or what I can do is, as I have already created the data set, I will be just clicking on this drop down and I will be able to visualize all the data set that are available. So here I am searching for the source file. I'll be using the source file. Let me keep the rest all options as intact. Let me not do any further changes to it. Let's go to sync, and in sync, again, it will be the same thing. I can either click on new and create a new data set at this at the fly, or else I have already created the data set output file. So I'll be using this particular output file by clicking on this drop down. So here I'll be selecting the copy behavior as flat hierarchy for the timing. Let me keep the rest all as intact. No other changes. Now let me go to mapping. So if I go to mapping, if I click on import schema, you can see here. So these all are my source column. I have employee and the name, and these all are automatically getting mapped to the employee and name in the output. So in my output also, I will be having the name as employee and name. So if I want to change the target destination column name, I can definitely do it here. Let me keep it as employee. Instead of EMP, let me make it as employee ID. Yeah. So now my pipeline is ready. So what I'll do is I'll just click on this validate to check if there is any further error or not. So you can see the pop-up came that there is no error found. So I can click on close. And there are two ways to run this particular pipeline. Now my pipeline is ready. I created a copy data activity also. So there are two ways to run it. Either I will be publishing it and then click on trigger now, or else what I can do is I can click on this debug without publishing. So what is the use of this debug? So debug will help you whenever we are developing something. We don't want to publish everything into the to the services. So once everything is finalized, only then only we want to publish it publish it to the services. So during each bit of development, if we want to test that piece of code, then we can just click on debug so that it will run the pipeline without even publishing to the services. So let me click on debug. Now you can see here the message came up and it's currently in queued. Let me refresh it. It's still in queued. Yeah. So now it is successful. So if you click on this activity name, you will see this is my input, this is my output, and this is the detailed one. So what is the input? So it shows me that which type of source we are using, what is the sync details, what is my source details, and what what so all these things, what is the source related things, everything, what is the source schema and what is the target schema, all those things will be provided here. Let me click on output. In the output, you can see the files read is one and the file retain is one. It is reading one file and it is writing one file. So in my source, I had 3 rows. So it is reading those 3 rows. Let me show you the data. So it has 3 rows, Samir, Arun, and Rajesh. So it is reading all those 3 rows. It is copying all those 3 rows into the target. And it provides what is the throughput. So this is how it shows the input and the output. And if we want to see in detail what all are the detailed thing, so we can get it here. We can click on that detail. So we can see here, we are using this Azure blob storage. What is the region that we are using to copy the data? It is South India. And the target is also, we are using the same blob storage. So that is why it is showing blob storage South India, but the container is different. Here from the source, I'm reading file as we are reading one file. There are 3 records. And in target also, we are reading one file and 3 records. So now let me see if the file is created. This is my source data. Now let me go to the container. Let me go to the output. Under output, we have created the demo. And under demo, we have the file. Let's see. So you can see I have 3 files, 3 records created. So whatever the data is there in the source, the same data is coming to the target. Now suppose we want to do few modifications. Instead of, yeah, we can see one more thing. In my source, I have EMP, and in my target, I have employee ID. The mapping that I did the changes here in the mapping, I changed the source column EMP to employee ID. So the same thing came up here in the output. So now let me do one thing. Let me do some transformations. Means let me remove this particular change in mapping. So what I'll be doing is I will be just removing this particular column, so that from my source only the employee related details, employee ID related details will be moving to the target. So now let me run this. Let me run this, debug run this. So now it is successful. Wait, it was showing the old message. It's in progress. Now it is successful. Here also it is showing the 3 records. Now let me see the output now. So now in the output, you can see there is only one column coming up, that is employee ID. And instead of EMP, it got changed to employee ID, and 1, 2, 3, those 3 records are coming. The name is not populating. So this is how we can copy the data from one storage, so one blob container to another blob storage container. I hope this session is helpful. If it is informative, then please like and share the video and subscribe my channel. Thank you.